Word to your mother, boys and girls. It is your boy Sniper West coming at you here from WizardSportsPicks.com. I am here with Mr. Rycape, a.k.a. Tom Macrina, and we are going to talk some Masters golf since we are teeing off in the Masters tomorrow. We're going to talk a little bit of hockey. We might touch on some NBA, maybe some baseball here too. We're actually waiting on a special guest, Connor Mack. For those of you that do not know Connor Mack, he's actually a really good buddy of Ian Cameron's, who is a handicapper at this website. And they do some YouTube shows on baseball and football. And but Connor's a fantastic golf handicapper as well. So he's going to come on and give us some golf picks. He should be with us momentarily, I believe. He's actually, speak of the devil, he's doing a show with Ian Cameron right now, finishing that up. But so, well, first of all, so Rycape, why don't you tell us how you got that name? I always find it interesting. You always have a pretty interesting background as far as you got that nickname and how you even got in the sports handicapping industry.
Well, I mean, it was simple how I got the nickname. I actually got it from a gamer tag. I used to be a big gamer back in the day, and I just wanted a random name. So it was randomly generated. I liked how it looked, and it stuck with me into sports betting.
There you go. And you kind of recruited all, because you were such a big gamer, you kind of recruited all of your fans, so to speak, and told them, hey, I'm doing the sports betting thing now. And a lot of them followed you, which is where you get a lot of your followers and your clients now. Am I correct?
Yeah. So I got I guess I made them all gamblers in the sports betting. But yeah, I mean, yeah, we can talk about how I started doing this too. I guess back in the day, I grew up in the restaurant business. My dad's a big chef. Back in the day, they used to have the little slips where you pick NFL games. You know, you do a 3-game parlay, pick 3 teams to win against the spread. You hit your ticket, you win some money. Yeah, so after that, I just started. I started sports betting, but not serious like I do now. Yeah, some weeks I'd win, some weeks I lose, and I just wanted to see how I could get better at it. That's when I started getting into the handicapping aspect of it. You know, bankroll management, the discipline. Yeah, so that's where I came from.
And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that, you know, your roots in sports betting actually didn't Nick Parsons kind of take you under his wing, like way back in the day, another handicapper on the site. I know him and you did some collaboration way back in the day. And I know you and Joey Tron have been working together for quite a while as well, right?
Yeah. So, I met Nick Parsons in Jimmy the Bags YouTube chat. And yeah, I would give plays out there. He found me, and then I started putting out plays for him. And Joey Tron, I met him on the way in a Discord. Thought he was a good handicapper. I wanted to teach him how to be a better handicapper. And look at him now. So I feel proud. I feel proud about that one.
Yeah, there you go. It's very interesting how our stories to get here, you know, they all intertwine in different ways. You know, I've always been a huge sports fan. Like, you know, baseball was my first love. I played baseball as a kid. I actually played baseball in high school. So baseball is my number one love. But obviously, you know, you grow up and you get into football and everything too. I actually come from the music industry. I was a drummer in a bunch of different heavy metal bands. I actually went to music school. I went to Musicians Institute in Hollywood right after high school, and I got a percussion degree and went on tour all over the United States, a couple different heavy metal bands, Superfix, The First Victim. If you guys want to look them up, they're on Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff. And I did that for a long time. You know, the road burns you out, though, going on tour like that all the time. And I wound up getting a desk job for a while, and all my buddies were just into sports handicapping. It was just, you know, this is like, you know, 2010, 2011, and just became kind of a big thing. And so I started following and learning, and wound up hooking up with some guys in the industry, and then met Gabe Morency. I know you know Gabe, and I booked a lot of guys over with Gabe over on Sports Grid. And then met some guys at other outlets, and it just, I don't know, it all kind of snowballed into me being here on a video for WizardSportsPicks.com. It's just kind of crazy how things work. But anyway,
yeah, I used to be an athlete too. Actually, I still am. I play some soccer, so yeah, I do that. But when I was younger, I played baseball. I was a huge sports fan. Baseball was one of my better sports. Basketball, I did wrestling, soccer. So yeah, I tried a whole bunch of them. I played lacrosse for a hot minute.
Yeah. Speak of the devil, we got our boy Joey Tron chiming in here. Go get him, right, Kate? So you play soccer. What do you play? Are you a midfielder? Are you a defender? An attacker?
Yeah, actually, in the league I'm playing in right now, I am the goalie. So
Okay.
I sit back.
you probably sit back with a cigarette in your mouth.
I certainly smoke at halftime. I'll tell you that.
Okay. Well, hey, at least
I
the
feel it
cardio
afterwards.
you don't have to get the cardio working too hard there. But anyway, so I wanted to talk a little bit of hockey. I think Connor Mack is going to join us very soon. I believe he said that he's finishing up his other show. But anyway, the NHL, Tom, so is very interesting. Obviously, Colorado, probably the best team in the NHL. They have 112 points out in the West, followed by Dallas with 104, Minnesota 102. Very interesting. Dallas and Minnesota actually play each other tomorrow night, which I actually have a free play on that game. I'll throw it out here in a couple minutes. But in regards to the East, we have Carolina 106 points. Tampa Bay 102, Buffalo 102, and Montreal 102. Now, what's interesting about that in the East is Tampa Bay and Montreal, who both have 102 points, they both play each other tomorrow night too. So we have some fire hockey games tomorrow. We have Dallas and Minnesota and Tampa and Montreal, and it's a full slate tomorrow night. I think every team in the National Hockey League is playing tomorrow night. So really, really good night to bet the ice on Thursday evening. In regards to my two free plays, my hockey plays, I'll throw them out here right now. So the Stars and the Wild, I like the Stars here. So it's a little juicy, minus 125. I'm going to take them over the Wild. Obviously, two of the best teams in the NHL. We just went over the point totals and everything. But the Stars, they have a little bit of revenge because the Wild, they won the past two contests over the Stars. The Stars are really good at home, too. They're 24, 11, and 4 in this game at home, and this game is in Dallas. Minnesota, they come off 4 straight wins, so you could say maybe they have a letdown, but I doubt it because they want to beat the Stars, right? They want to maybe try to catch them and maybe pick up 2 points if at all possible. But I just like the Stars here. They play very tough at home. Like I said, they have a top power play in the league. They're number 2 in power play in the National Hockey League. They are the number 2 defense in the league as it relates to goals per game allowed. So I'm going to roll with Dallas here. I think that's the play. Like I said, it's a little juicy, but sometimes the juice is worth the squeeze, as they say. Talk about juice. I like another game that's a little juicy, too. I like the Sabres here over the Blue Jackets on Tuesday night. They are minus 130. But you know what they say, Tom? The old timers, they say you don't pay juice on losers, right? So
that's right.
So the Sabres, they're on the back-to-back. They're actually playing tonight. They're playing the Rangers tonight. But Buffalo, it's not far from Manhattan, so it's not like a big deal to travel from Manhattan back to Buffalo. They host the Blue Jackets. Blue Jackets have beaten the Sabres twice this year, so Buffalo has revenge. Columbus comes to Buffalo, and obviously, we talked about the point totals. They have 102 points. In Tampa, Montreal will be duking it out in Montreal at the same time tomorrow. So CBJ is going to be motivated. They sit in the 9 seed in the East. They're trying to get up to that 8 seed, so they're going to be trying to accumulate points too. But I like Buffalo. I think they're the better team in better form. The line is what it is. It's minus 130 Sabres for a reason, so I'm going to roll the Sabres here. So 2 free plays tomorrow on the ice for you. Both a little juicy, but I like them both. Give me the Stars minus 125 and the Sabres minus 130 tomorrow night. What do you have any thoughts on those games? Have you looked at them at all?
I mean, obviously, as a Flyers fan, I'm going to root for the Sabres in this one because we want the guys who are below us to keep staying below us. Yeah. So that helps us out. Just in general, I think the playoff picture in the West is those top 3 teams that you talked about, Colorado, Dallas, and Minnesota. Yeah. But I think the East is wide open. There are a lot of strong teams. I mean, obviously, you'd assume that Tampa Bay could run away with this thing, but I just think they're going to find trouble all over the place. We talked about hockey a few weeks ago, and I'm high on the Montreal Canadiens.
The Canadiens.
So, playoffs should be fun.
Yeah, the Habs, as they're called north of the border. Right? Interesting, speaking of Tampa Bay, so Martin St. Louis is the head coach of the Montreal Canadiens. If you remember, he won the Stanley Cup with Vincent Lecavalier down there in Tampa a long time ago. Now he is the head coach of the Habs, as they say. Florida, man. I don't know what happened to Florida Panthers. It's tough to win 2 straight Stanley Cups and all that extra, all the extra playoff games. It takes a toll on those knees and those feet and just your body in general. And it's showing this year. They're only 78 points. The Vancouver Canucks are by far and away the worst team in the NHL, but Florida, only 78 points. They're not even close to making the playoffs. So I just think it finally caught up with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So hopefully next season we get a good number on those Florida Panthers. They had a lot of injuries, but yeah, they won 2, and they also were in the third one that they lost. So for the last 3 seasons, they played in the final game. And yes, that catches up with you. But yeah, I'm pretty high. I think they're going to be back to what we're used to next season. Hopefully you get a good price because of that.
Yeah. Obviously we had Team USA win the gold this year, and, the Olympics, it kind of had the 2-week break or whatever it was. So now the Stanley Cups get extended further into the summer, which is kind of cool. I'm not complaining about that. It's just more hockey for everybody. So anyway, I think we got Connor Mack here. Let's talk some Masters. We have the Masters teeing off here tomorrow. First of all, let me introduce Connor Mack. I was telling everybody, so we're on Wizard Sports Picks here, and Ian is a handicapper here over at Wizards. I said, ironically, Connor Mack is doing a show with one of our handicappers, Ian Cameron, right now. You guys were talking baseball, though?
Yeah, a little bit of everything. Okay. A little bit of baseball, a little bit of Masters talk, and I got to do a little Master show later too. And but yeah, it's the best time of year other than football season, the fall. I think college basketball wraps up, Masters starts, and then we get to the playoffs of the NBA and NHL, which is always better because the MLB card I always think takes so much of my time. You know what I mean? That's why even these first 3 weeks, I'm kind of glad we get down to the NBA, NHL, just the playoffs. Rycraig, what up, my dude?
What's going on? Why are you?
What up, brother?
What's up with the hats?
You know it. Dodgers, baby. World champs. Talk back to back. Right. Fat Jacks. Oh yeah.
That's right. And it's looking like we're looking pretty tough this year too. Tom's got.
Oh hell yeah.
Tom's got to hate that being a Philly guy, but that's okay. So we are going to talk some Masters here, but before we talk Masters, we got to talk about something that's incredibly important, and that is what happens on Tuesday evenings before the Masters, and that is the Masters dinner. So I got to go over Roy McIlroy's choice of dinner here. By the way, Roy McIlroy, he had to flip the bill, right? Because the person who wins the Masters the next year has to come back and pay for everybody's dinner. So, and you'd think Roy would come up with some Irish stuff, but he came up with a goat cheese and beetroot salad duet. Well, I guess he did. He had Irish beef tenderloin. He had a family. I heard he had like filet mignon or something. This is actually, I almost wonder if this is correct. I heard that.
Yeah, what else? And he had a fish.
Yellowfin tuna carpaccio. Oh, no, here it is. Yellowfin tuna carpaccio, Wagyu filet mignon, or seared salmon, and then a sticky toffee pudding. And then they asked him, they said, hey, why didn't you go Irish with the menu, like some corned beef and cabbage? He said, that's because I wanted to enjoy the meal too.
Yeah.
So before
Irish,
we get into the Masters,
not the best.
What are your? Well, I mean, Connor Mack. We all know that you're a good Irish boy over there.
Yes.
Do you like corned beef and cabbage, Connor?
Not regularly, no. So you have once or twice a year.
It's definitely not my favorite.
I don't know that shit. Hell yeah.
It's not bad, but it's not my favorite either.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Yellowfin tuna carpaccio, I can get behind that. Wagyu filet mignon or seared salmon, yeah, sign me up. So not a bad Masters dinner at all. I know,
not bad.
Tom, yeah, Rycape, he's actually an acclaimed chef, believe it or not. So I'm sure he's very opinionated on that menu. What do you think?
Acclaimed is a little much. But yeah, I used to teach culinary school back in the day, so I know something about food. But I do the same thing. I'd be nice filet, a little seafood to start off, maybe a lobster mac and cheese, nice wedge salad. I go American.
Hey, very sophisticated. Very sophisticated over there. all you're missing is putting your pinky up in the air, right? All right, boys. Well, we are going to talk Masters. I'm gonna kind of just let you guys talk this one out because I don't really have any plays. I don't do much golf handicapping. I like to play every now and then, but when I play, I wind up in the bushes half the time, and that's not all that fun either. But why don't we start with Connor? Connor, I know you just came off doing a show, Master Show, so you're probably in the swing of things. No pun intended. What do you like for the Masters?
Yeah, we could get into it big time. Well, our first look at the Masters is you got to have a guy that drives the ball long and straight. It works here. And we got a court where it's not normally 150 guys. We have this, it's cut down to whatever it is, 85 or 90, depending on, I don't know exactly what it is this year. So that's already cut out. And then you can already cut out 25 guys, I think, 20, right around there. All the old guys are there, or just some guys you think are not even there. So then you get down to basically 60 right around there. So that's why, like, numbers, because most with golf I do from week to week is a lot of people like to do other type bets, but I'll do like top 10s and 20s because I get great prices on them. That this week you're not really going to get. You're going to have to go top 10 or top 5, with these kind of to get kind of a better price, where when I look at the like plus 500, that type range around there for top 20s and top 10s. But you got to be long. There's no win this week at all. And of course, I think you got to be long is the long irons has got to be big. The 150 to 250 are the guys that are the best here. And of course, the putting. The greens are going to be really fast, of course, like they always are. And then it's all about all around the greens, being there, learning everything, being on what shelf to be, you don't want to go past the hole. You want to be underneath it, to get up and down, stuff like all those tricks that's always better when you play the Masters as the guy who's played multiple times has been here. It's just not one of these courses a guy steps out and wins. That's why it's tough to take some of these rookie guys like Knapp or even Bridgman, who's been so good and kind of checks everything. And he's a long shot. I get you could kind of take him. I wouldn't mind it even first round leader at 70 to 1, but I wouldn't go further than that. Like, especially winning it maybe. But he's been that good so far to start the year. So that all kind of wraps into one. And then when I get to the Masters, I go straight to strokes gained, total strokes gained. And I look at the last usually 3 or 4 months. You can go further back, but that's wrong. Scotty Scheffler, Knapp, Bridgman, Young, Morikawa, it's tough for me to take. He's played well here, but his back, he's going to play, I guess. Mm-hmm. That kind of leaves him there. McIlroy, Fitzpatrick, McIntyre. Here's a lefty. There's only been a few lefties. Bubba Watson, Mike Weir, who's going to be here, and of course Phil, who's not in this year. Can we get him? I just couldn't. He's an interesting choice this weekend because he's a guy who can putt, and he's just outside of top 20 here in 2021. He's kind of like, this is a guy to look out for maybe. But Schauffele, Siwoo Kim, Aberg, and Matsuyama. So all those stroke games, like just those are the guys. Like anyone else that's out of it, you usually just don't win here. It's just a fact. You can catch a guy at like the PGA or the U.S. Open, something like that works. And then the rest kind of is the putting, which I go to strokes gained putting. And these are the guys: Bridgman, McIntyre, Knapp. And this is just kind of this year, the start of this year, the last 3 or 4 months. Scotty Scheffler's actually 17th. In this list, a guy like for a top 20 who's been at some top 40s, 20s, and 10 top 20s is Harris English. He's 12th with a putter, a guy who can putt. That's been around here. I think he's a good look. Top 20 that I've circled. Burns, pretty good flat stick. Could he get everything together here with his driving? And then a guy 18th. And I'll lead you right to my first round guys. And I don't want this guy at all, fellas. I don't think he'll win it, but he's got a good putter. He's had a few good times he's played here. Top 30s, it's Russell Henley. Because this guy can't win anything. If you guys ever watch golf, he just can't get it done. But when you go through a little bit of the numbers, why I'd only take first round, and it's 52 to 1, is he falls off. And the last 5 years, you can even go back further, he's unbelievable early. That's why Aberg, one of my other, don't really want him. He's getting better. He's learning. To win. I think he's going to win a major quick. He's 25 to 1. That's my other one. Henley, 52 to 1. Just won a first round, these guys. This is a guy you could take to win it too. He's a favorite pick. It's Fitzpatrick. He's been better at first round. A guy who's played here a ton, and a lot of ups and downs here. Missed cuts. He's got a couple top 20s. Matthew Fitzpatrick, he just won the Valspar. I think he was second at the Players. And but first round, 33-1, I think he's worth a shot. And the long guy, I don't want him. We talked about him earlier. The numbers, and it's his first time here. Don't think he'd win it at all. But could he get hot the first round? And that's Bridgman at a little over 70-1, 72-1. So I think he could maybe just first round as kind of bombs here that maybe catch a big number and not go crazy on, because I think these guys could hang in it. That's about it. You want me to rip through the rest here? Or you want to take our – okay.
Go ahead.
Well, top 20s we talked about. This is a guy I look at. He's in the strokes gain. You could look at him maybe even top Asian, because one thing Matsuyama's been so good here is one here, guys, and he's very consistent. So, but Siwoo Kim, when I go back to him, I bet this guy a lot. And he comes through, top 20s plus 130. I think he could be right there in that regard. A lot of picks that people have. So I like Shane Lowry a little bit here. 10 starts, 7 cuts, few top 10s, tied for third in 2022 was his best. I don't know if he can win it, but I think he's a great top 10 here with Shane Lowry. I think he could definitely be there. I was talking to a few other people too, and I did a show a couple of days ago. They go, he hasn't played well, but he hasn't been that bad. He had a few missed cuts, and right before this, the Players, he was 8th at the Genesis in February. I think he was 24th right after that as well. So.
Shane Lowry. That was
a
rough one.
I know, dude. I don't know if he can win it, but I think he's a guy that could be there. He's a great top 10 look. Similar Adam Scott, I think he's a really good look. And I think they're paired together, first round matchup. Adam Scott's got him a lot when they've kind of matched them up. So, but those are both guys that could be there in the end. Another guy everyone's on, and he's got the game, is Justin Rose. He just was there last year. A lot of people love him again. I could see it. Definitely, no doubt. Minwoo Lee, I think, is a guy that kind of pops up. I just don't know if he's got it all there, his game, but he's played really, really well to start the year. And he's another guy, top 10, or even you have to bump to a top 5 if you want to look for kind of a better price there. But in the end, there's not a lot of love. Scotty at this number, a lot of people are talking about, he's a dad. Like, come on, it's his second kid. The dad bump, or the daddy's going to fall off. He's going to play great because he just had his game. I hear that. I'm like, who gives a shit? Like, the guy's just the best in the world, and you're not going to get any value with him. So, and I don't think Rory does it again, even though he has kind of all the intangibles to win here, of course. So I'm going to go to a guy who's got a third and a fourth. He's a little bit injured, but I like how he's playing, and he kind of lines up. He's played well here, and he finally got his majors, but I'll take him here because I got an 18-1. I'm taking Xander Schauffele, a guy I used to take in the majors, couldn't get it done. He finally has. He's got kind of the complete game for a course here and the knowledge that I think could get it done. A little on the radar. I'm not crazy, but he's played a little bit better of late. People are thinking maybe he's not ready, but I think his game is there, and I think he's the guy. One other flyer here I'll throw to you guys. It's just a 41 price. It's all about his putter, and I don't know. It's always been tough. Of course, he's left live, tail between his legs, rolling back to the PGA Tour, Brooks Koepka. But he knows this place, and we know what he gets up for his majors, guy. But he has the length, and I think the irons. It's just kind of his putting. When he could putt, when he was red hot, winning all those majors, whatever it is, the 5 majors he has, it was the flat stick. And he hasn't won here. And, he's been close that year with Tiger. And 40-1, if he could get hot, and it's all 4 days with him. That's kind of another thing. This is a grueling place. One thing about Augusta, too, guys, it's not this flat course. Like, it's down in this gully. It's got a bunch of hill, you know what I mean? You got those crazy, par threes that go downhill, other hills that go, 15. It's not an easy course to play. So
it's Walter.
Yeah, definitely. And it's got length too. So you got to have that. And I think a guy like Brooks Koepka, at least at the price, is worth it at 40-1. It's tough for me to go because we already cut it. Can a guy over 50-1 win it, or an older guy, Rose is 35, or could have, an Adam Scott who's been there probably should have 2 Masters. Really, guy, you know what I mean? To tell you the truth, I mean, he lost that one right to Bubba. I think.
Yeah.
He should have 2. I mean, he's got, I forget how many top 10s here. I think he's got like 7 top 10s, something crazy. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm on. Talked about the first round leaders, a couple guys to win it, and these guys top 10, top to 5, top 10. I think you look at a guy who I don't really like is Reed, but he comes in here all the time. Mm-hmm. No, not a bunch of guys on the field, and he'll just come in and slip in with a top 20. Is Reed. So he's a consistent guy, plugs along, knows this course so well. So those are the guys to look for, kind of in the top, 20, 10 range you kind of want to take here at the Masters.
Yeah, there you go. So, Ludwig Aberg, I know you were talking about him. So Joey Tron and I did a show this morning, and Joey Tron is on Ludwig Aberg to make some noise here at 17-1. So that's just another play that Joey Tron threw out that he liked a lot.
I like it. I think it's a little too cheap. I love him to be in a little over 20-1 type, like 24-1, because he still just has, but I think he's knocking at the door, and they're pricing him that way, guys. I mean, he's right there.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm on him too.
Hell yeah.
I'm actually surprised that he was above Xander Schauffele as well. So that's
yeah,
we might be onto something there. I know he's popular, but that's all right.
That's all right. Hey, I like him first round. I'm gonna have a P of him here, 25-1. First round, I got it. The way he comes out of the gates. Shit.
So Tom, how about you? What are you on?
Yeah, so I like people that have history here. That's a good thing. Like Connor said, you want to drive the ball from the tee to the angles. When you get on there, especially the par 5s, you want to get on. You want to make birdies over there. So that's the biggest thing. And I'm looking for experienced guys. He mentioned 2 guys. I have 2 as a first round leader. Justin Rose, he was the first round leader last year at this event. Mm-hmm. He knows the course. As you said, it's a lot of walking. I don't know how good he's going to be on Sunday, but I think in the first round he's going to be good here. Adam Scott, same thing. I think he's going to start out well, and then he's just going to dwindle at some point. But Ludwig, I'm on as well. We don't have to talk about him. Xander, I'm also on. This is his 9th Masters start, top 10 in 5 of his last 7 here. Good history, number 6 in the WGR. This course just suits his game. 11th in strokes gained total, as you were talking about earlier. This will give him his 3rd major. He won 2 in 2024. So I think he's win ready as well here too. Another guy I looked at, Chris Goddard. I took him for a top 20 to find out around plus 146. It was actually him or Bridgman that I was going to go with. This is another guy. This is his Masters debut, but he was 3rd at the 2025 Open. He won the Scottish Open in 2025. He has 2 wins this season. They're not huge wins, but Sony Open, Waste Management, and the Phoenix Open, they both had good golfers in that. He's 5th in driving distance, 7th strokes gained, tee to green. So, I like that. And you also mentioned Harris English. I like him as well. I found him in a head-to-head with Maverick McNeely at plus 110. And pretty much the same reasons. He has the expertise here. I think McNeely will do well, but I just think the experience will help him catch this ticket.
I like that.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I'm looking at the odds, the long shots to win here, and all it is a bunch of people who have already won the Masters, like Sergio Garcia's. Plus
yeah, you're not going to see. This isn't really a Cinderella tournament. It's really tough course. Personally, I like the hard courses. So this is a great watch for me. I love it. But the great golfers are going to be at the top on Sunday.
Yeah, And you know what's so good about it? It's so fair, this golf course. They could really make this difficult. Like I heard the rough's a little bit longer. I don't think it's crazy here. It never is. But it's just so fair, the length of it. You talked about the dog legs. And that's why the guys that win here all the time. That's why Tiger was so great here. Nicklaus, they hit it the furthest. You know, you can make such ground like 13, 15 with an eagle or just birdieing those holes. While difficult they are to get over the water, you know, these par fives, and even the front. The front is to talk about, I think, as tough as the back we get to. That's tough. That front nine is not easy to kind of get through, because I always think the back you can kind of get to it, at least with if you're playing well, you can get to birdies on 13, 14, 15, and then of course the short 16. But it's just a fair, great golf course that greens are fast, and you gotta love it. It's a fucking Masters, right, guys? Come on, you gotta love it.
And you get on the greens, there's not a guarantee that you're going to stay on the green before you
I
get
know.
on the ball, too.
Oh, 3 putts will be everywhere, even 4 putts this week. Yeah.
I know you're saying no Cinderellas, Tom, but it's pretty eye-popping, the names that are down here at the bottom of these odds. I mean, Sergio Garcia plus 47,000. Bubba Watson, who's won the Masters twice, right? Plus 70,000.
Yeah.
Zach Johnson, that was a long time ago, but Zach Johnson's plus 100,000. I mean, Fred Couples, Vijay Singh, I know they're really old. Charles Schwartzel, didn't he win the Masters a long time ago?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Birdied the last 4 holes. Yeah. Unbelievable finish to his win. The guy birdied the last 4 holes. Insane.
Yeah, pretty crazy. Yeah, Mike Weir, that was a long time ago. Plus 350,000.
A strange one, because he's a smaller guy. We talked about a lefty that's not long. It's kind of weird anomaly, because people like Harmon, I just don't. He could, because he's that good of a golfer, but he'd have to pull something off like Weir did and just have an unbelievable week. Because other than that, it just doesn't fit the game
Adam Scott, another Masters winner, I think. Plus, he's 90 to 1 as well. So
I think he's the best. Where at least his game is, where you could look at a price like that, at least the past champions. That I think you could take right there.
So I'm looking at some different sports books, and I was talking to Joey Tron about this. I've actually never seen these bets, just because I don't bet golf that much. But there's also you've heard of the 2 chances to win, right? Where you take 2 golfers, like you could take.
You
take Scheffler and Rahm. You could take Scheffler and Rahm. One of them to win is plus 325. Scheffler and DeChambeau plus 375. Scheffler and McIlroy plus 375. Are those have any value or no? You think
you're better off just splitting a unit on the 2 guys, and your return is going to be better. So I don't mess with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, I agree.
What do you guys? I mean, I know you went over some different bets and stuff, but do you recommend top 5s, top 10s, just betting a guy straight up to win? Any theory or handicapping?
So when I fill my card, I like to go. I'll take a favorite, 2 to 3 mid-tier guys, and then I like to have like 2 or 3 placement bets, and I do a bunch of head-to-heads. I do 3-ball, but you can't do that here. A couple first-round leaders.
Yeah.
What do you think, Connor? Same thing as far as how you attack?
Yeah, that's how I look. I don't do a ton of matchups, and if I go over it and one kind of catches my eye, every day I kind of go through them, but I don't regularly bet it, because with golf it's 4 days. Like, you just want that round, so I get it. So I kind of get my golf bets and let it go. But one thing is bet golf live, and it is good. You know what I mean? I've done it a ton of times. So, and one thing is I haven't bet. We talked about and in this, you can bet anything and everything. Top UK and Ireland, top European. Top Asia, top Australian, top Canadian. I was kind of looking through these. I haven't bet anything too, because I look for things at kind of a bigger price. But you could take a guy, top continental European, like Aber. He's over, plus 325 here, or Seb Straka 10 to 1. All that's in front of him is Rahm, basically. Hovland's plus 700. So you kind of dig through that. So I was kind of looking at him. I haven't bet him yet, but I was going through it a little bit. Those tops, because you can get just about anything now. It's especially the Masters, bogey free round, all this stuff, birdie on par 5s. Look at all these; it's just crazy.
Yeah, so many markets. I love it.
Yeah.
Real quick before we get out of here. So World Series futures, we got the battle of LA and Philly here we got Connor and me, who are both diehard Dodger fans, and Tom, who is a diehard Philly fan. We got the Dodgers plus 215 right now. It's pretty unbelievable. They're plus 215. The nearest team to them is the New York Yankees at plus 850. Then the Phillies are plus 1,600. A lot of value on them, to be honest with you. Phillies haven't really been swinging the bats all that well, though. Right, Tom?
Nope, they're losing right now. I don't think they've scored since last I looked. So they got shut out last night against San Francisco. I mean, we struggled in San Francisco for so many years. But, yeah, we're not off to a good start. We had Colorado. We had Washington to start. Rangers won 2 out of 3 from us. We got to do better.
Yeah. You remember how they used to do the odds Tiger versus the field? I almost wonder why they don't do Dodgers versus the field odds.
They did, and they were like -2. I don't know what they were.
Yeah, it's
but
probably
they
not
had
very
them.
good.
DraftKings had them.
Yeah, I can see it in some places. Yeah, for sure.
Some people would probably still take the Dodgers. Well, back in the day, it wasn't a bad idea to take Tiger. You take Tiger versus the field, and you take Tiger, and he wound up winning. You know, he was winning every single tournament. So
you just bet Tiger Woods then.
Yeah.
Oh, Tigre. Yeah, Dodgers are crazy. Well, they just have now the pitching, so which they didn't have in the past. I mean, look at last year; they have no bullpen, and got it done. So, and the bats were ice cold. That, by the way, that whole series too, for the most part. So it's like if they are rolling, it will be tough. And now you can just there's so much money. It's all right. Like Snell, it's like whatever. These guys half-ass anyways, get 15 starts. During the year, they're always out with a little boo-boo or whatever. My finger hurts. Pitcher shit.
Yeah. It's baseball load management is what it is.
Yes, for sure. But they're loaded. That's for sure.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of the Wizard Sports Lair. My name is Sniper West. You can find me on Twitter at the Sniper Picks. That is Tom Macrina, aka Right Cape, and Mr. Connor Mack. Connor, what's your Twitter?
Connor Mack, just Connor Mack now.
Connor
Mack bets. Technically, my Twitter's been gone. So
that's right. You got
hacked.
You got hacked. Somebody wanted to host a radio show on your Twitter.
Oh my god!
Your Twitter
and I didn't even type it in. I clicked it and hit it, and they got me. And I'm like, oh my god! So
they got.
It is what it is, and I don't think I'll get it back. But that's it. But go to check out Hitting the Books, our YouTube channel.
Check out Hitting the Books. It's a show with Ian Cameron, a handicapper over here, and Connor Mack. They talk about baseball and other sports every single day. So thank you, everybody, for watching. We got the Masters tomorrow.
Let me plug my shit.
Plug your show. I forgot we have the pit stop.
Man, Wizards pit stop. It'll be out. We're recording tonight. It'll be out in the morning. I cashed the last 2 outrights. I've cashed 3 outrights out of the last 7 races. So, get your NASCAR fix. Bristol's one of my better handicaps as well. So, we're excited for that.
Yeah, real quick, head-to-head, because, obviously with NASCAR, you can bet head-to-heads, just like with golf. You can bet head-to-head.
Yeah.
In UFC, you're betting head-to-head. I like in tennis. You were talking about tennis, right, Cape? How there's a lot of value on betting tennis because you're just betting one guy versus another guy or a girl versus another girl. You're not handicapping football teams 11-on-11 or baseball teams. You have a lot of people involved. Basketball, it's just mano-y-mano, as they say. So there's a lot of value, with those head-to-head sports, I think.
For sure.
Especially if it's plus money.
Yes, indeed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow with some more content. And until then, peace out and keep firing.
Let's cash some shit.